boys.
Yeah, you said congrats,
Nice.
10 boys.
Nice. There's 10 boys.
You got too horny, and that's why.
I don't want him to come. Jake, how horny does this make you?
Very horny.
It's one big joke. Believe me, Minnesota sports in all sorts. You see, they know it's never gonna get easy. You see, they know it's Minnesota, constant pain and misery.
And I'm a part of Al Qaeda.
It's 10K TV. It's one big joke. Believe me, Minnesota sports. In all sorts.
Dude, he could turn Daniel Jones into Brett Favre.
Minus the penis pics.
Yeah. You can legally smoke crack.
What is a DVOA?
I went dicks, vaginas, or ass.
I think that's what it is.
Don't know much except to yell.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of 10K TV presented by 10,000 Takes. My name is Boss Man, joined as always by journalist Jake and producer Sarge. And I wanted to open this show with a question for you guys. Would you rank the Monday after the 4th of July like the worst day ever?
It's up there.
It's so up there.
Yeah, especially when the 4th of July is on a Friday and it's like closer to the weekend. Yeah, it's pretty rough to come back on that.
Yeah, how was work today, guys?
Take a guess.
I mean, we don't even need to answer that question. Because it's like the entire it's the entire weekend that you're
Yeah.
just partying and
And last week it was like the night before Christmas, but it was for an entire week. Like last week, all I was thinking about was the 4th, so I was just as giddy as could be. Also, speaking of Christmas, the day after Christmas fucking sucks too.
I know, because you gear up. It's like the 4th of July, right? You gear up for these holidays.
Yeah.
You think about them for weeks, and then the day happens, and you have a good time, whatever. And then just the day after, it's like. But the thing about the 4th is, being it was on a Friday, I feel like the celebratory, festivities were going on even the day after.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like Saturday, whatever, Sunday. Even if you wanted to go after it Sunday, sure. But then you come back to this, and you have to get back to being a real life human being.
You have to reassimilate into society.
Yeah, reassimilate is a good word for it. I feel like I have to learn everything over again.
Yeah. Another fun fact for you guys that I wanted to save for now was, so I've watched Captain Phillips for the first time this weekend. It's on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Had no idea that all the Somalian dudes in that movie are from here.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all from Minneapolis.
All from Minnesota.
That is a fun fact.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I looked it up after. First off, amazing
The
movie.
Captain.
Great movie, true story.
Yeah.
And that's where you get the I'm the captain now.
Which,
I am the captain now.
Can I be honest? I know that line is iconic. It wasn't delivered very impressively compared to the way it was hyped up. I feel like it was almost a game of telephone over the years. Like everyone made him seem even more dramatic when he said it every time you'd reenact it. So I thought it was going to be like, I mean, it is like one of the most iconic lines in movie history. But when he said it, I was like, wait, that's it?
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm the captain now.
It's
like-
because you'd heard everyone saying it and hadn't seen the movie yet. It's been out
Yeah.
for quite a while now. It's like when you probably saw it when it first came out, it was like, okay, cool. You didn't hear pop culture ruining it or
Yeah.
saturating it. Now you heard it all, this line, and seen the movie, so it's a little underwhelming. But
Yeah.
it is a great movie. It's kind of like lines like when you go back to like, it's kind of like a Mandela effect in a way. Like you think a line is said or delivered in a certain way, like people always think in Jaws, it's we're gonna need a bigger boat, but
Yeah.
it's actually you're gonna need a bigger boat.
Right.
Just a small little subtle things like that. You listen back to, like, I swear people were saying it like this though, and it's like the same thing. So
Yeah,
great movie.
I know that Minneapolis has the largest Somalian population in North America, but I was like looking up the cast. I'm like, who are these dudes who played the pirates? Like they did a good job. I just wanted to look them up. And I'm like, oh shit, Minneapolis. Click on the next one. Oh shit, Minneapolis. Yeah, all 4 of them. Apparently they did a big casting here and like 900 people tried out for it.
Yeah.
And it was only given to 4 dudes, but they were all friends before they even did it. So
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
yeah,
cool.
like it's just a crazy story. So I don't know if they still live here. I doubt it. I
No.
imagine they're in Hollywood now doing. I know the main guy who is like the captain for the Somalians, he ended up getting like a ton of more roles in other movies and shows and stuff. So good for those guys. Just a little fun Minnesota nugget for you. They're not the good guys in the movie, unfortunately, but they were talking about how dope it was working with Tom Hanks.
I'm sure.
They were like, it's so cool that we get to work with Forrest Gump. They were calling him
Yeah.
Forrest Gump.
They probably, I mean, just to go from that to being casted and not being an actor
Yeah.
to working with Tom Hanks has got to be just unreal.
Also, Tom Hanks, really good at playing a boat captain. I don't know if you guys have seen what
Greyhound?
else? Greyhound, another good
Yep.
movie of him on a boat. This is basically the same story. Basically, him fighting off people that are outgunning him on a boat in the middle of the ocean. So,
Yeah.
I also last thing on this, then we'll get to sports. I would imagine all those cargo things since that incident now have guns, right?
Yeah,
The
they do.
entire movie,
Yes.
I'm like, why do they not have guns? They could have destroyed those guys in 10 seconds.
No. There's a hell of a lot more protection on those cargo ships now in
Yeah.
that area of the world.
And that guy went back to sea in 2010. They said he took like a year off after, especially that ending scene is so traumatic for him.
where he's like shaking and
Yeah,
he's
because
like, are you
all
okay?
three of those
And-
dudes get clipped in less than a second by the U.S. Navy.
Yep.
Which I think out loud, I was watching the movie by myself in my apartment. Out loud, I was like, the U.S. Navy fucking rocks.
Yeah. Or,
That was sweet.
yeah, they came in and
Execute.
just
Boom.
saved the day.
Yeah.
But no, yeah.
That kind of reminds me of like surfers that like get in a shark attack and then go back out surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Despite
thing.
not having an arm.
Yeah.
Just absolutely traumatized, and then they're like, "Well, you know what? I can't get away. I can't be away from the sea that long." So
It's like, this is all I know.
I know. I mean, yeah.
It's almost like, what's this? Mason Shaw just keeps coming back to hockey after tearing 4 ACLs. It's
how
always- it's
terrifying
all he
that'd be. I
knows.
would be
Yeah.
terrified if I just tore an ACL. But these guys are out here getting almost on the brink of death with guns to their heads, and they're like, "I'm gonna go do it again." Well, not do that experience again, but go into that same environment.
But I'm going to have a gun next time.
Yeah. I'll have a gun this time. I'll be fine.
I love how he shoots flares at them, and he almost hits them both times
Yeah.
with the flares. I'm like, he's practiced that one before.
He's done it.
All right, let's get into the show. So Byron Buxton, 2-time All-Star. He's going to be doing the home run derby, which we're just
Hell
praying
yeah.
he doesn't get hurt in. I know that's where all the jokes immediately went when they announced it. So he's going to pull a hammy. I really hope that doesn't happen.
He's gonna have the most what's the word? He's gonna have the most like unfathomable injury, and it's gonna be from him getting like hit by a pitch.
Yeah,
In the home run derby, which are thrown fairly slow,
right.
maybe fast for us lay people, but yeah, that's the one worry is that he's finally had a healthy season. We've been talking about it, and he's been playing well. He's in the home run derby, first Twin to be in it since 2017, as we mentioned last week. Miguel Sano, and he's gonna find a way to injure himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Oblique.
He's gonna
Oblique.
somehow find a way to like run into the wall like he does when he injures himself. It's like, dude, you're not playing in the game yet. You're just in the batter's box.
He's maybe the second most iconic Twin in our lifetime.
Yeah, officially.
I mean, this has cemented his legacy as like the top of the cream of the crop, at least for Twins history, I would say.
Yeah, especially center field. You know, growing up, Torrey Hunter.
Yeah.
The man.
Yeah, he was the man, the myth, the legend. But you don't realize, like, you think Byron Buxton, he's had so many seasons where he's been injured and hasn't played nearly as much as we probably wanted to have done. But he's been a Twin since 2015.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been part of this organization for 10 years, and we just don't realize it because, like I said, he's been injured and in and out of seasons and all
Well,
that. But
and this season we've actually, because of his resiliency, we've been able to see his ceiling. Like his ceiling is this.
I know.
We haven't gotten this a lot because his body hasn't held up. I mean, the same is probably true about Royce Lewis.
I know.
Like you don't really know his ceiling until he's healthy this long. But yeah, so he's actually a reserve on the AL roster, which
This
I read,
is bullshit.
which is fucking dumb. Because I'm pretty sure this is outside of winning 13 games in June or in May, the only positive thing that has happened this year. So they just let us have this, let him play,
Come on.
let him do it all. Because I think this is the ceiling for the 2025 Twins baseball team is Byron Buxton going to the home run derby. And if he wins the home run derby, I think we can just call this year a positive, right?
Yeah,
Like-
well, I was gonna say after the All-Star game, and especially if he does well in the home run derby and wins it, I think that's just the end of the season.
Yeah, like
Let's just on to next year. Whatever is happening after the All-Star break is just spring training to us at this point.
let's just stop the year early and just get right into next year because we basically already won the World Series as far as I'm fucking concerned.
For us Minnesota fans, we're not recovering. We're now 5.5 games out of a wild card. We keep slipping. We're not catching Detroit. Our pitching isn't going to get any better. So unless some miraculous thing happens, so we got to take this as a positive. So it's stupid to me. So how are you a reserve but you're playing in the home run derby?
Yeah.
I feel like if you're in the home run derby, you should be a starter.
You're probably good enough to be a starter if you can hit a home run that consistently.
Yeah, or hit the ball 475 feet.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
whatever he's
I'd say you're good enough to play in the game. And also, though, doesn't someone always opt out who's injury prone, always opt out, or who is somewhat banged up and doesn't want to make it worse? I feel like last time he was in the All-Star game, the starting center fielder opted out, which might have been, was it Bryce Harper?
I'm not sure, but so I'm showing Jake a graphic here. It's the starter for the American League, which is Javi Baez, and Buxton being compared for stats wise. Buxton has better stats than him in every single category except batting average.
Batting average and games played.
Can we confirm, though, that everyone
Yeah.
who's doing the home run derby is also not playing? Because it might be one of those things where it's like you can do one but not both.
No, I don't think that's.
But then again, like Aaron Judge does both, right?
Yeah.
Like,
What's the PA stat again?
I have no idea. Baseball has too many fucking
and WAR.
stats.
I always forget what's calculated.
Wins
in
above
wins above
replacement.
replacement, which I was hanging out with some baseball people this weekend, and I'm like, is basically how replaceable are you?
Okay.
Like if you went down, so like Kirk Cousins' WAR stat a couple years ago was pretty damn good.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So
Lost every game he didn't play in outside of the Josh Dobbs games. I don't know. Like
Right.
is that like an example of WAR?
I think so.
Like
Yeah.
if you get hurt, how successful can the team be?
Yeah. All I know is that he has a better WAR than Javi Baez, 3.3 to 2.0.
Also, they were saying
Yeah,
too that
76 hits, better home runs.
I didn't know this. Duran has the second lowest ERA and the highest WAR of all the closers.
Really?
So did he get snubbed from the All-Star game?
Yeah.
I think small sample size.
I was going to say the
unfortunately.
sample size.
Yeah. I mean,
Had
how
to
many-
close out a ton of wins. They've just been like throwing him in the eighth when they don't have anyone left in the bullpen.
Correct.
And they still do that. I hate how they do the intro music. I've been to 2 Twins games this year where he's coming in the eighth. We've been losing, and they do the intro music with the flames and stuff. I'm like, no, this is only cool when he's trying to close the game, not when he's just trying to keep us afloat and give us a shot in the bottom of the ninth. Like, what are we
I
doing? What are we
totally agree.
Yeah,
What are we
can't ju-
doing
We
here?
can't just be handing out walkout songs
No.
to any pitcher coming out at any
And
time.
it's the goddamn poll ads trying to just scrape any bit of positive marketing and content generation they can. Is that hail going into the AC unit, dude?
I don't know. It's about to explode.
It is raining right now.
Is it actually?
Yeah,
Wow, it
just
is.
started.
It
Just
might be a
started.
little bit of hail or something. I don't know.
Yeah, people were also saying that Joe Ryan got snubbed. His stats are pretty good, but he's also hasn't had the best defense behind him.
I don't know. I just don't think we have is.
There's a lot better options. I'll just say that.
I feel like they have a lot better field to put on the American League over Joe Ryan. He's been our best pitcher, but in the big scheme of things, compared to the rest of the league in terms of consistency and, I mean, what's his win-loss record? It can't be that
I
great.
believe he's 8-3, but
Okay.
the few times, when we went to that Brewers game, he was getting fucking raped.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's one way to describe it. I mean, yeah, I think people are always going to say there's a player that got snubbed.
It's easy to say.
Yeah.
And Joe Ryan's quote on being snubbed was, "I don't know. I just try to pitch well." So at least his head's in the right place.
He's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
He's viewing it as like, okay, well, I got a week break.
I was gonna say, I guess kids do grow up thinking like I want to be an all-star someday, but I also feel like baseball players just are at the grind so long that it wouldn't hurt for them to take a week off from
They get 3
thinking
days
about
off
baseball.
a month.
Yeah,
3 days.
they're the hardest workers. They're the hardest workers in the country, basically. Now they don't always work really hard.
Other than heart surgeons and brain surgeons, they are probably the hardest workers in this country.
Even though they sometimes play a 2.5 hour game in another city and then just go explore it. Mm-hmm. And it does sound like a sweet
Yeah.
job, but they do play a lot of fucking games.
They do. Take the week off.
I guess the only good thing about Duran being in the game, it'd be good commercial entertainment for the game, or for the All-Star game. Like, hey, we're gonna do the Flames thing.
It's a staple up in
Sixth inning.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
They love it up there. I mean, you'll get some drunk people down here in Atlanta. We'll get
Someone
them
will take a TikTok of it and it'll blow up, and we'll be like, yeah, All-Star game.
We're used to this up in Minnesota. This is a good bit. We do
Yeah.
it every time he comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might ask, "Oh, is he like your closer? This is a cool walkout for."
Who's
when
the
he's
team
come
he
out to
closes
save.
for?
Well, he doesn't really close. They play this in the 8th when he walks out when we're down by 8 runs.
Yeah.
We're down 8-0. A lot of times we'll see that.
I can't believe they do that.
I know.
The first time I saw them do that, I was like, no way they're doing it right now. It was the bottom of the 8th.
Well,
They're down by 4. He came in and pitched 1 inning.
yeah.
Or sorry, top of the 8th. And he pitched 1 inning. Now, and he pitched great. This is not his
Right.
fault at all. This
No.
is on whoever hits the buttons upstairs.
The marketing, like, just run it again. You know that person's like, I'm not doing it again. Hit the fucking button.
Do it.
You're playing it.
Do it.
Do it. It's like
Yeah.
the Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like the Yohan Duran's walkout is kind of they've kind of ripped off Fernando Rodney's one when he was a closer here for like a year and a half.
Well, and a little bit of Glenn Perkins too.
Yeah,
Because Glenn Perkins would have all the Flames going in the studio, and they'd play "Cut 'Em Down" by Johnny
Yeah.
Cash.
Maybe we just get rid of the Flames. There's too
Yeah.
many pitchers that are getting unless you play through the fire and the Flames coming out.
True.
Then let's be done with Flames.
And
for
he's
now.
got an air guitar to it
Yeah.
on expert.
Do so
Yeah.
far away. Oh, that'd actually be sick. And you play
That would
highlights
be
of him throwing out batters
Yeah.
or getting
Dude,
strikeouts.
do you know
Wow. That'd be
how
mine.
upset I was when I found out that song actually uses 2 guitarists? I always thought
for sure.
thought growing up it was
Well-
one guy doing all that, and I'm like, he's got to be like greater than Eric Clapton, better than Slash. But I was like, if he can play this song basically on expert in real life, this guy never gets talked about. It's 2 guys splitting it. I'm like, well, that's disappointing.
Yeah, but one guy is still doing like they probably have a lead and a rhythm.
Yeah.
So the lead is probably still doing the and still doing the crazy shit, with his fingers. But the rhythm kind of adds the.
This is summer sports
Flair.
talk right now.
Dude, I love this.
We're digging right now. We're digging deep. It is important to talk about. I think, we should maybe pass that along. Johan actually follows us on Instagram.
Does he?
I don't know. Maybe he watches the program.
Yeah, maybe we can
does.
have him on or
He-
DM him and
Yeah,
talk
dude.
about
Let's
the eighth inning.
Let's switch up the
walkout.
song. His song is iconic and it fucking rocks. Just only when he's closing, and since his role has kind of changed, I think we need to start the conversation around introducing the fire through the fire and the flames by Dragon Force.
Dragon Force,
Hell yeah.
2007.
Dude, that was such a hard song on Guitar Hero. I don't think I ever beat it.
And it was 10
did.
minutes long. Even if you could get like halfway through it, you'd get tired.
Your fingers were fucked.
Yeah.
Like you get cramps.
Yeah.
And like strumming and everything. It was
And you
just-
can't pause it. The only break in the song is like that one spot of the song where it's like, yeah, no far away, with all my dreams on the sand on my feet. Yeah.
But then if you get through that, then it's like.
But then it gets so hectic. You
sounds
fucking
like.
catch up.
Yeah.
You play catch up there. All right. Speaking of all-stars, let's talk about Joey Chestnut. Does it again. Eats 70.5 hot dogs. Falls, 1.5 short of his record,
Well,
unfortunately.
76 was his record, right?
Yeah. So, but he's had 70.5, so 5.5
Yeah, 5.5.
short of his record.
Yeah, which set a few
But
years
it's
ago.
it's incredible to watch the man work. It's
I just I don't get it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you have these other guys that you would think are like the guy who won it last year, Bortoli or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
who consumed 40 to 45 hot dogs. I mean, that's already impressive in itself. But then you have just Chestnut
yeah.
and you see the counter on the leaderboard.
It just
2,
doesn't
3,
stop moving.
4. It's incredible. I wouldn't you wouldn't think you would be saying that about major league eaters, but
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Dude, speaking of Major League Eating, do you guys watch the intros before the competition starts, where it shows each guy's career accolade.
Yeah, I watched
You've
a couple
seen
of them.
how
Yeah.
ridiculous some of those. We were at a small town bar in Port Wing, Wisconsin, where I was at this weekend. We were watching it, and we were just dying. One of them was 50 hard-boiled eggs in 3 minutes.
Yep. One of them was. Yep, and then one of them was 275 jalapenos in like 8 minutes.
One
Holy
guy
shit.
was
grits.
10 pounds of strawberry shortcake in 6 minutes.
Yeah, they're like announcing it. He did 100
Yeah.
strawberry shortcakes. He did grits and sometimes
375 pistachios cracked and eaten in like 5 minutes. I'm like, I don't think I
shelled. Yeah,
shelled pistachios.
they got to add in the shelled because he shelled it and ate it.
Which the shelling part is even more impressive. Like,
Sometimes you
opening
can't
up
get those
pitas-
fuckers open.
Yeah, you have to have like he probably just pounds them with his fist like a gorilla.
I just love how they talk about it. Yeah, he took a break from the circuit. He's back on the circuit this
Yeah.
year. They're talking about like a circuit, like it's an F1
Yeah.
circuit.
Yeah.
The Major League Eating circuit. You know, man, the people that are fans of that have got to be some interesting people.
Oh, yeah.
That follow the circuit. I'm
Well-
a big MLE circuit guy.
And Joey does the circuit, and he wins a lot of those too. He doesn't win all of them, but there's a lot of them. Like they
saw
they put the number
Twinkies.
of titles he has. Yeah.
He's like the Twinkie champion.
Yeah.
Wow, man. He's just impressive.
Yeah, he's really like, I would honestly say he is one of the most iconic figures in America. Just because this event happens on if this event didn't happen on the 4th of July, I think I would still watch it because I'm enough of like a sports freak, especially this time of year. But the fact that it's like the 4th of July, there's just something so American about it. Just starting your day off with that is just, there's nothing like it. And me and all my buddies, like the rest of the day, we were just cheersing to fucking Joey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just so easy to root for him.
He's an American icon. He said he's going to be back next year.
He said he's going to do it till the wheels fall off, which
Dude, he's just going to keep going
he's going to be like 80 years old and still doing this.
and
somehow.
probably still kicking everyone's asses.
Yeah.
Do you think he's like more recognizable than Michael Jordan? I know that's a crazy concept, but like, that though?
There were a lot of sports debates this morning on if there's ever been someone as dominant in their sport as he is.
No.
I would say
don't think so.
the only close person would be like Tiger Woods in 2001. Was that
that's
like,
just 1 year.
yeah.
When he went back to
Joe,
back.
he's
well,
been
yeah.
doing this for 20 years. I mean, he started off his career with the Kobayashi rivalry, which that guy would actually beat him a lot before. But then, yeah, he's got, 17 titles in 20 years, and you can't even count last year.
Within his respective sport, when you compare titles and championships, yes, he is by far the most dominant.
Yeah.
You got to count it. It's a major league eating. It's a recognized league or circuit.
Yeah.
I should say. So no, I would. That's a good question. I would.
Well,
aggressively say yes.
I almost compare it to IndyCar, right? Because IndyCar, not a lot of people watch it year round. Freaks like me do, but everyone watches the 500, right?
Yeah.
But that's only one event on what's a season-long calendar. That's like the hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
So, like, imagine if the same guy won the Indy 500 by 10 minutes every single year. It'd be insane.
Yeah, or a team winning the Super Bowl, or Tom Brady winning 17 Super Bowls in 20
years.
That's kind of what you can compare it to. I mean, this is still it's not easy to consume that many hot
76 hot dogs in 10 fucking minutes is the record.
It's not, that's not easy, man. And we've done little food eating challenges, and it's oh man, my goodness.
Yeah, do one of those
Props to
challenges and then try to say it's not a sport.
Do you think you could do the Saints one?
Actually, someone asked me that at the 4th of July. They said, could he eat that hot dog that you guys couldn't eat at the same time?
I feel like he could.
He could do it by himself.
I think he could do it in like probably 20 minutes.
Yeah, he could.
Not less.
He could do it probably by the top of the fifth.
Yeah, I think he could. I really do. I think that would actually be very interesting if they had a Joey Chestnut night and brought him in to do that.
You got to think he gets so many requests of places that want him to come eat at their place. You probably have to pay him. It might be worth it for the Saints to do that.
Oh man,
They've had some other like internet celebrities out there to do stuff. I mean,
Us.
Yeah,
They've had
sure.
I wonder how much.
Influencers.
Yeah, I wonder how much you'd have to pay Joey to try that.
Dude, I would. I think they could have a genuine pitch for him.
He
too,
would
of, like,
draw.
look
He
at
would
this.
draw. They could probably charge people to go. You could honestly probably just put him on the field, and then everyone sits in the seats, and I would show up and watch that.
Dude, yeah, not even during a Saints game. Just have him show up and do it.
on a night where the team's away.
I probably wouldn't go too.
They could charge $100, and I think I would go to that.
Yeah, they would sell that place out. The whole left field where it's grass would be filled with people. Everyone would be.
You
showing
could put a
up there
stage out there,
Yeah.
kind of like what they do for Twins games when they have concerts.
for concerts. Yeah, and
Throw a stage out there, and it's just him. Get some cameras, get the big screen going.
they would draw.
and he could try eating, the 25,000 calorie hot dog.
They would draw so many people. Honestly, if
Yeah.
they did that. Saints should do that. They should
should
reach
do
out
that.
to get their people to talk with his people.
Yeah,
Gosh,
that's a good idea. Some other notes from the hot dog eating contest: Mickey Sudo wins again. She's kind of like the female version of Joey, just dominates. The lemonade contest wasn't broadcasted, which I was a little fed up with.
yeah, haven't they broadcasted that before?
Yeah, dude.
And then I remember
That's
that.
usually part of it. They just showed the ending of it where it was like a GoPro clip of him
Jeez,
just the big. What's the guy's name? The big dude who's also a rapper.
Jelly
Big
Roll?
X the plug.
No, he kind of looks like Big X the Plug. This guy does. He used to do the hot dogs, but now he just does this lemonade thing, and it's so goddamn funny to watch because he just burps so hard, like every 5 seconds during it. And they usually broadcast it, but they didn't. At least, they didn't show it this year, so I was kind of mad about that.
Wasn't that the one like last year where that airsoft fatty was puking? Remember that? That airsoft fatty kid.
he
that
in it?
He was in the lemonade eating or drinking contest a couple years ago, and it was like a viral clip where it just
Badlands
shows him
Booker.
puking.
Badlands Booker.
Yeah.
Badass name. Not gonna lie, that's sick.
He's a big guy.
Big gentleman.
Unless someone correct me if I missed it. I might have missed it, but I just caught the end of it, and I was like, why aren't we showing that?
This was it.
Oh yeah.
Airsoft. This went viral. That's airsoft fatty or whatever.
Meanwhile, Badlands Booker just already has the belt over his shoulder. Oh, and
Dude,
he's just.
so that was
projectiles.
last year,
Dude.
I think.
I've said it's like on my bucket list. I want to go to this someday.
Is it on Coney Island?
Yeah, if there's a 4th of July where the weather is going to be so bad here that it's going to be storming, I'm going to 100% buy a flight to Coney Island and go watch this.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like an absolute just.
Everyone in the crowd is wearing like hot dog outfits, and they're wearing bucket hats with hot dogs, and the iconic Nathan's hot dog hats.
They're chanting for chanting
Oh,
Joey.
and I feel so bad for all the other guys in the competition who just get the most basic intro, and then when Joey goes out there, it always starts with like, in the times of human history, have we only seen certain levels of greatness?
Yeah.
We are all here gathered in this sanctuary to witness the most dominating champion of his profession.
Yeah.
And it's like this whole thing, and it's like all these nicknames. He gets a whole like WWE intro.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, all the other guys, it's like, oh yeah, this guy ate 300 marshmallows in 6 seconds.
Yeah, he's the number one eater in Australia,
Yeah. So
Canada. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
it's always entertaining to watch that.
it's good stuff.
It is.
All right, Nico Sturm back with the Minnesota Wild. I think this is probably the last move we'll see
For a while.
for a while.
Until next year's trade deadline.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, yeah, it's his second stint in Minnesota. It's not that he was bad when we had him. I think it was just at the time, it was like we were trying to get more assets for, I forgot what we got for him initially.
Tyson Jost.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't pan out.
No, he didn't.
He was a UND guy too, so I was really rooting for that one to work.
Did we get any picks for him, though, at all?
I think it was.
You had to get a pick.
We might have gotten a pick. Sarge, Google that. Nico Sturm for was that 2021?
Yeah.
Nico Sturm for Tyson Jost.
I just,
I 2 by $4 million, so $2 million AAV. I think is not bad for what will probably be your 4th line center. He's a very good penalty killer and the 6th best center at faceoffs in the league, which is pretty damn good considering we suck at faceoffs.
yeah, no, he's essentially our center we got that we've been looking for. It's not the ideal choice as we had this date circled on our calendar for the last few years, knowing we wanted to get out of this cap hell. But there really wasn't a lot of options. We're not going to sign Mikael Granlund
No,
in his mid-30s.
We're-
People
I
would have
mean-
been bitching about that. I saw some people bitching that we didn't sign Mikael Granlund. It's like, but then you would have been bitching if we did sign him.
He was on our list.
Guys.
okay. I think it was straight up and
just straight
probably
up
for
it was
Jost.
probably a late round pick if anything. But
Yeah, it's not sewn anything.
I think they needed a center and we needed a winger.
That's what it was. And Nico Sturm was he's about the same age as Jost at the time. And Jost, I think, was actually doing okay when we
was.
first got him, and then he just kind of didn't pan out. And I think we had planned at this point to have a more well-developed center or a mature center. I don't know. But we definitely needed a center, and he was, I think, one of the best younger options available, and he's familiar with this organization. So
with this signing, the Wild still have like $10.5 million in cap, and the only thing that would be subtracted from that is whatever we re-sign Rossi for, if we do, knock on wood. Then that would leave us about 5 to 6. You kind of accrue it throughout the season. I mean, they could make a really big splash at the deadline, and it could almost be like a Rantanen situation or like Seth Jones situation, where not only do you get him at the deadline, but then you keep him. You know, you sign him to like a multi-year deal in the middle of the season. I think that's what they'll do. I mean, I'm glad they didn't just go out and get Brock Besser for like $9 million a year, $8 million a year. So
they shouldn't be spending. People, I think, well, there's people out there that will hate Bill Guerin's move no matter what he does, but we shouldn't be spending money just to spend money.
No.
I know we finally have all this money now that we aren't used to, but I think Bill Guerin was very smart about it. It's like, well, I'm not just going to go after the top guy in the free agency market, a John Tavares or a Mitch Marner, and overspend him when he's been on a team that also can't make it out of the first round.
You just got to wait till a team that sucks starts sucking and is looking to dump assets at the deadline.
Yeah.
Even if they're not doing it now, they're going to do it then, and you're going to get a way better deal than if you did it now.
We could exactly. I think that's. I'm sure he was eyeing. I'm sure genuinely Bill Guerin was eyeing a Dylan Larkin.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, that he would have he'd be such a great fit, but I don't think the Red Wings want to part with him, or we would have to give up way too much.
Yeah.
But those are the kind of guys where the Red Wings start tanking again, and they're like, or not tanking, but they're playing really shitty, and we hit the deadline next year.
They're doing the quote unquote competitive rebuild.
Yeah, we're doing competitive rebuild.
Remember when you were drunk and you texted Bill and you're like, we got to have a discussion about this competitive rebuild, because he always called it that on K-Fan.
Yeah, competitive rebuild, and I think he would just ignore me or just say, "Shut up." I don't need to hear anything about what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't take your opinion very seriously.
My drunken late night 1 a.m. drunken advice. Hey, I've played countless franchise seasons on NHL video games going back to 2005. I know what I'm doing.
Nico Sturm is apparently just a preseason fitness testing merchant. Did you hear like every team he's played on since it being in the NHL, he's finished first in like all the testing categories?
Really?
Which I don't know what they do. It's probably like a running one, a lifting one. The dude's just in good shape, which I don't think it's ever wrong to have that on your side.
No, for sure. I think he's definitely come to his own. I think he's the kind of player that is definitely a lot more mature and
Has
better.
2 cups.
He has 2
Winning
cups.
pedigree, Jake.
Yep. He comes winning pedigree since he left. He just needed to leave Minnesota to get better, to come back.
He had to what? You have to learn how to win before you could. No, he had to learn how to lose before he could learn how to win. So that's why he started in Minnesota, went and won 2 cups, and now he's going to bring back his ability to win.
Name a better place to go to learn how to lose.
Especially
Name a
in the
better
first
place.
round.
Yep, especially in the first round. You go to Minnesota, now he's back.
But
and
now
he's
that
learned
we
how to
dumped
win.
the XO Energy name, everything's going to change. Now that we're the G spot, it's going to be only cups.
I know. It is. It's new aura or new clout we're getting with the Grand Casino name. So when
Like I mentioned too, 6th highest face-off percentage in the league. Apparently, he just grinds film on the guys he's going against at the dot. So
That's cool.
He puts in that work, which we always like to see.
and he's German.
Yeah.
Germans grind hard, man.
Yep.
Yep, he's one. Yeah, like I
They
said,
had a
he's won 2
troubled
cups
past,
now.
but we forget about that.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it. We're talking about 2025 Germany
Yep.
and the Germans they produce, and he can hopefully win face-offs for
Right.
us.
And kill penalties.
And kill penalties.
Apparently, they've been toying with Kaprizov doing the penalty kill.
Really, I would be all for it.
Try to get more breakout goals. You know.
They've struggled with that for years.
Honestly, dude, they haven't been good at shorthanded since the whole do or do Haim era. Those guys were shorthanded goal merchants.
Yeah, which is bizarre.
Like that was their thing.
Like when we went to full strength, they just were like nothing.
Yeah.
out there. And then they would go on those shorthanded
And just
penalty
go on
kills.
breakaways.
Yeah, and just score. It's like we almost should have just committed more penalties on purpose. Just
Right.
to gave us a lot of. I think we were leading the league in shorthanded goals or something.
Engaging
like
the fourth line.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
Dewar, Sam Steele.
Yeah.
Like he was part of that whole troop, maybe.
Sam-
He got some weird goals too.
Yeah, he's still doing weird shit in Dallas. Although, dude, he's got like that bushy mustache.
Yeah.
And he looks like a Texan now.
Yeah.
So I think that trade worked out.
Might
Or
have
that
been a good fit
signing.
for him.
John, what's John Merrill doing? Did he get signed somewhere?
I think is he still rostered?
No, he's. All I know is his name has not been showing up in Russo's articles anymore in the list of like potential players. I feel like he'll sign in San Jose in like August.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not signed anywhere.
Or you know what? He could go back to. He could be like a good AHL captain. You know how like AHL captains are guys who are like, you know what? I know my ceiling. I'm just here. I'm gonna teach the young guys what it's like to be in the, like Cody McLeod for the Iowa Wild.
Yeah.
He was literally their captain for what, like a decade?
Dude, it says you can make enough money. But according to this, it says he's playing for the Seattle Kraken.
Oh.
Okay.
He just got claimed off. I mean, he's not. If you got a bad blue line, if you have just a not a good blue line, like he's not a bad bottom pairman. I mean,
No, I mean
get the job done.
he's had definitely had issues with him and showing the inexperience he had. I mean, I don't know compared to some of our other defensemen, but
Yeah.
he definitely wasn't like an issue down the line when we lost in our playoff series this year. So
Yeah,
he still has some longevity, still has some play in him still, but it's fine if he leaves.
yeah.
Mustache is cool, dude, but
It
we're
is
done.
Yeah,
It's done.
It's ran its course.
Yep.
What hasn't ran its course yet, though, is Captain's Patch, folks. Our beer, it's going to be sold at the G Spot. I'm so excited to say that. It is sold at Target Field right now, Gate 34, the self-serve cooler in left field, or at captainspatch.com. It's in most Total Wines, most liquor stores near you, certain bars. Go to captainspatch.com. Check out our raspberry shandy brewed by Elm Creek Brewing. Holy shit. And just butchering the ad for our own product. Not even a sponsored ad. I love that. Captainspatch.com, 21 plus. Brewed here in Minnesota, Elm Creek Brewing. Drink responsibly. All right. Let's talk a little Timber Puppies. Actually, quite a bit of news that kind of trickled its way out over the last few days. But let's start with Nikhil Alexander Walker is gone. So RIP to our eighth man who averaged 9.4 points and 25 minutes per night and was a lockdown defender. Kind of sucks, but everyone seemed to think he was going to be gone, so it wasn't really surprising that he signed somewhere else and got a pretty good bag for an eighth guy off the bench.
Yeah, no, what do you get? He's in Atlanta.
$62 million, 4
Jeez.
years.
Yeah, and then we get I saw we got a second-round draft pick.
Yeah, which in the NBA is
That's huge.
that's good.
That's
We need to
huge
stock
currency.
up the picks after Rudy Day every other year.
I know. Oh, right, exactly. Because we only had one pick. No, we had 2 picks this year. But yeah, we need to build those up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said last week, I think he's just. I don't know. He kind of just he had his moments, but he was nothing to write home about. As
you
as
can
a
get the
player.
young guys up now.
Yeah, we
Start working them.
Yeah,
in.
we have enough young players. I know. Yeah, Nikhil Alexander Walker, and I think this opens up more space in our cap, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. You got Terrence Shannon, Jaden Clark, and fucking who's the other guy missing?
Well, the guys we talked about last week.
Dillingham?
Dillingham.
Rob Dillingham.
Dill.
Have you guys heard of who they're reportedly going after?
Well, Lillard and Westbrook.
Bradley Beal.
Oh, Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
What does that name sound so
He
familiar?
played for the Suns against us in the
Yeah.
playoffs a couple years ago. He's apparently a locker room cancer.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Let's bring him to Minnesota.
That's like 1 in 10 NBA guys, though.
Yeah,
There's always one diva in
Yeah.
the locker room.
because a lot of it is brand and personal. It's a personal brand sport, really, or league.
It's like a ton of wide receivers.
Yeah, it really is.
Although I can't really think of anyone on the T-Wolves right now that's a diva. I mean, Ant is a little bit of a diva, but in a positive way.
Yeah.
Like he's a diva towards the other team, not towards his own players.
yeah,
So
he's he's a very positive, boost morale, like a funny guy that
Yep.
loves to chirp at other people, especially fans,
yeah,
saying he's got a bigger dick.
bigger cock than them.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That's fun. We love that. We love that out of a captain.
And when I say RIP, these guys aren't dead, by the way. I don't know how to say them leaving in a way, any other way. RIP Luka Garza
Yeah, he's gone too.
went to Boston. That sucks to see.
He was like a fan favorite. I mean, in reality, he didn't do. It's not like he did a whole lot.
No.
But he was just a fan favorite of him coming off of the bench and being able to just make a couple decent layups while we needed to have a couple of our starters recover. Or
He was always bringing vibes, though. He was always like rooting on the boys
Yep.
from the bench. He was a good benchman.
And being that he played at Iowa, he's like from Iowa. I know this was so he had strong connections to Minnesota, so that was part of it too. But yeah, he's gone. That's kind of sad to not see him on the bench. But in reality, it's not a big loss.
It's not a big loss.
It's really not.
But vibes-wise, it's a humongous loss. A borderline irreplaceable loss.
Well, people just love. It was kind of like he was almost on a Nas Reed level, and not in terms of
Just more of a bit.
more of the bit, the notoriety by his name. Oh, Luka. People
Yeah.
just train Luka.
And it was always so fun whenever we'd play Luka Doncic in the playoffs. We'd say we have the better Luka.
I know. Yeah, and we did that for the last 2 years now. So yeah, I can't do that anymore. It's the bit. Another bit is dead, but we still have Nas Reed for.
Oh
fun.
yeah, I mean you
That's
got
the biggest thing.
Yeah, you can't have it all, Jake.
No, we can't.
There's only 2 Lukas in the league, though.
Yeah, you
Now
case
we don't have one of them anymore.
you can only have one bit. It's got to
Right.
be Nas Reed or Luka Garza, where everybody's going to pick Nas Reed.
And
Okay.
Ant just creates bits on his own.
He's fine.
No one even needs to be creative when it comes to Ant because he'll just say something that'll get him fined like what a house costs these days.
Yeah, and he can just pay it.
Joe Engels is coming back, though. I saw.
Yeah, that's
What-
big.
league minimum, which is $3 million.
Yeah, which is insane.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's league minimum.
veteran league minimum, which is
Yeah.
crazy because you can sign a decent hockey player for $3 million.
Yeah, exactly. It just shows the discrepancy in the leagues and revenue and all that. But yeah, no, I guess he was he's a great locker room guy, positive dude.
Leader. He's been around the block.
Yeah, he's been there.
Show the younger guys how it's done.
I know. He's been through the league. I think that's a good sign. You got to have one guy like that.
Yeah.
Keep everybody modest.
Right.
You know, if someone's, especially for the young guys, getting frustrated. Like he's seen it all. Like he can tell them to, calm them down, calm the nerves, whatever.
Right.
I know he didn't play a whole lot, but you need that.
Yeah.
You need to
So
make that investment in a positive role model.
It'll be interesting to see what else they do the rest of the offseason. I mean, and they're basically running it back. They've re-signed Nas. They've re-signed playoff Julius. Ant is locked down for a little while. J-Max locked down for a little while. You got some young guys in the draft. I think everything's good. They could even maybe add someone at the deadline.
Well, they're still talking about like I've read crazy reports on them going after like Russell Westbrook, which I don't think is really realistic. Damian Lillard, I don't think that's that realistic of a action. Like from a source's standpoint, people would just keep saying sign Lillard, sign Lillard. Like do we though? Like I don't know if that's
Or
gonna
they'll
boost
say
that much.
the Timberwolves are pursuing this guy's name, and then it's per at like another Timberwolves fan page.
Exactly. That's exactly where
like-
it's coming from.
Just circling rumors
It's
around.
pretty much just saying per me.
We should say that the Wild are targeting Nathan McKinnon
Yeah.
per Wild Takes.
Dude, it happens like it happens every year with especially with the NFL, and it drives me crazy. That's why it's like I start just putting out random source bits like the
We should release our official. Maybe we'll do this next week. Release our official Viking schedule prediction.
Yeah.
we already did the Go for Football one, right?
did a couple weeks ago.
Nine and
I think we set it at 9-3, which is very positive.
Did we really?
I
yeah.
think so. We'd have to look back on that. We should.
We said they were gonna lose to Ohio State.
Yep.
We threw in a bad one in there, a bad team. Did we say they were gonna lose to Rutgers?
They're gonna find a way to. They were gonna find a way to lose to a really shitty team. I can see. So yeah, they open up with Buffalo, Northwestern State
Win-win.
at Cal, but I would say
Win.
it's probably fine. Rutgers at
Loss.
home, which is gonna be the loss, and then at Ohio State. Watch
Loss.
us. Yeah, we'll lose to Rutgers and beat Ohio State.
Oh yeah, we actually might have said that we were gonna do that.
Yeah, like that would be the most Minnesota thing ever, and then they play against Purdue here.
Yep, that's a win.
Nebraska here.
That's a
Should be
win.
win against Patrick Mahomes, stalker.
Yep, skinwear.
At Iowa, I think we maybe didn't give them a win on that.
I think we gave that a loss. We're gonna clap Wisconsin though.
Yeah, we're gonna kill them.
They're not good.
Yeah, they're Wisconsin is just, you talk about a team just falling.
It's fun to watch.
We're
it's really fun to
we're
watch.
getting to be the better team between the border battle between the borders.
Even though we won all of our championships before Vietnam, we have them.
That's fine.
They don't
They don't have any national championships. We do technically. So suck on that, Wisconsin.
we beat a high school in one of them?
Well,
it was a
yeah.
I
I don't know if that
combination
was
of high
a-
schools.
I don't know if it was for a national championship, but I think we did play some really small ass colleges and high schools in the 1800s.
Yeah,
If you look at the schedules, it's actually insane.
just after
1898 Gopher football schedule.
just after
it's insane.
just after bouncing the Confederates in the Civil War, we just
Yep.
beat up high schoolers in football.
Yep. Yeah, you can look it up like Gopher football schedule.
Tell you what, it was right when cameras came out.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, back when we were winning national championships, they didn't have even the BCS. So
You guys think CTE is bad now? These guys didn't even wear helmets.
no, they didn't, dude. But well, it was the national champion back then was just declared by who finished number 1 in the AP poll.
Right.
You would probably, if you make it that high up, the chances of you probably playing the number 2 team in like the Rose Bowl or whatever was probably fairly high. So you might be playing for the national championship to win your last game to get number 1 in the AP poll, but like it wasn't like a bracket or BCS now, like you were just declared, which makes it harder though to win a
Yeah.
national championship, in my opinion. Yeah. 1934, 1935, 1936.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out who they played.
Well, they didn't play. You can try. You'd have to go on gophersports.com for whatever reason. Can't connect to the Wi-Fi on my laptop, but I can look it up.
They
You
beat
can find, but they
Little
yeah
Church on the Prairie High School.
yeah.
Same
it
year we
doesn't-
won
it
the
doesn't
Battle
matter.
of Iwo Jima. Either
There's-
way, we got natty championships, and we have the axe, which means Jake, we can go see the axe at the state fair this year, which is
I know,
a
isn't that
season
great?
tradition.
It's whenever we do end up winning, we do need to always go see the axe. You don't know when you're gonna have it back. All right, I'm looking up the 1934 schedule. They went 8-0. They played North Dakota State. They won 56-12.
Suck it, Bison.
They beat Nebraska 20-0. They beat Pittsburgh.
Suck it, Dylan Raiola.
Yeah, they
Suck it, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, they beat Iowa 48-12. They beat Michigan 34-0.
Suck it, Kirk Ferentz.
They beat Indiana 30-0. They beat Chicago, who used
Suck
to be
it, Mike Ditka.
who used to be a part of the Big Ten, I think, and then they pulled themselves out of all athletics to focus on academics or something. I read into the history of that.
Until the 1997 Final Four.
University of Chicago used to be a part of the Big Ten way back in the day. Then they beat them 30, and then they beat Wisconsin 34-0.
It is pissing rain outside. If you can hear something, it's pissing rain.
Dude, I'm curious to see. I think actually when we were winning national championships, we were playing well-established colleges. But I'm gonna look at the 1899 schedule just for fun.
All right, pull that up.
Minneapolis Central High School,
Battle of
29
Gettysburg.
20-0. McAllister 29-0.
Battle of Sand Hill.
Yeah, Shattuck. They played Shattuck.
Shattuck St. Mary's.
Carleton.
Probably wouldn't have beat him at hockey.
Oh, look at this. Iowa State 1-6-0.
Oh, suck it on that, Cyclones.
Grinnell. We tied 5-5. What
That's
the fuck is Grinnell?
Probably a private middle school.
Yeah, it might be a middle school. Northwestern, we lost 11-5.
Oh,
And then we
are you
played-
sure we didn't just do baseball that year?
Maybe. We played Alumni 1-6-5.
Oh, an alumni game.
6-5.
6-5. I was gonna say that was probably the most boring game of all time, but that was
Dude.
the Vikings and the Las Vegas Raiders a couple of years ago.
Exactly. And then they played Beloit. Minneapolis must be another
Beloit
random-
Academy.
Played Wisconsin. They lost 19-0. And then Chicago. I'm thinking, like, they traveled to Chicago and they traveled like Wisconsin. It's like they didn't have buses back then.
They just
How did they
ro-
travel? Were they horse and
they-
buggy?
Yeah, dude. You get like almost like an 8-wheeler. You get like 8 horses to pull a mega buggy.
Dude, I'm curious.
And they
now.
didn't. They
How
didn't
the
have
fuck they
shoulder
travel
pads
back
or anything,
then?
so they didn't have equipment. They just probably had like water bottles.
I bet they took the train.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yeah.
That's stupid.
And they smoked so many cigarettes on that train.
But still, I feel like the trains from like the station access, even if they landed in Wisconsin or like took a train to like maybe Chicago had a station right nearby, but how are they
Guaranteed.
getting to the field
Oh,
from the train station?
they were
walking.
Or
walking 100%.
Yeah. How
Probably
did
jogging though. It's a good way to get the legs going.
someone already Googled it. In 1900s, football teams, particularly college teams, primarily traveled by train. The extensive passenger rail network at the time made it most viable option for long-distance travel. Trips exceeding 200 miles often took a full day or more, requiring overnight stays on the train or in hotels along the way.
And they weren't getting NIL money back then.
Oh, they actually list one example is a trip from Northwestern to Minnesota in 1900, which involved a stopover in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, before continuing to
Oh.
Minneapolis.
Home of the Eau Claire Express.
Yeah, right.
The pickle.
Yeah, they probably played Eau Claire. Eau Claire probably participated in the Big Ten in a lot of ways.
Eau
back
Claire's West Elementary School.
Yep.
All right, that's our Timberwolves talk.
then. Yeah.
Let's move on to soccer. We got a soccer update. It's not a good one.
No.
I actually did watch this game yesterday. We lost the CONCACAF Cup to Mexico. This was just basically more of a dry run for the World Cup, which I believe is next year.
Is it already
in
next
it?
year?
We are actually in it.
Did we qualify already?
We did.
Really?
And we have a new coach, I guess, or a
Yeah.
new manager. Everyone in the athletic comment section was calling him a pussy, basically. I don't really understand the strategic side of soccer. Usually our program's a Loons update, lasts about 5 seconds, so we're not the most knowledgeable, but I have some excuses of why we lost this game to Mexico if you guys want to hear them.
Yes.
So let's see what I have here. We didn't have our best players, apparently.
Well, Pulisic isn't even playing, is he?
No.
Pulisic,
No,
he's
and
like the best player. and
I
he
was
wasn't
going to put
playing.
we didn't have, what's his name? Bale?
Yeah.
Griffith
Oh,
or-
yeah.
Or,
And there's some other guy.
wait,
I don't know, but there's some other. This is going to show our
this
soccer
is tough.
knowledge.
This is tough.
But there's some guy that could have played for Guatemala, but he declared for the U.S. because a lot of these people have, dual citizenship and they go and play for Europe. A
right.
guy that could have played for Guatemala and is playing for the
Gareth
US.
Bale. We didn't have Gareth Bale. I think
Dude,
he's...
Gareth Bale's from Wales, dude.
What?
Gareth Bale was like a super good.
Who is like our iconic player?
Like just recently.
Yeah, he's
No,
from Welsh.
not that recently. Holy
Landon
shit.
Donovan.
It's past Donovan.
Okay.
Jack Dempsey.
Yes.
No, that's
Patrick
Dempsey.
Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey?
Wait, no,
Jack
that's a
Dempsey.
fucking actor.
Yeah,
No,
God damn it.
Jack Dempsey was a boxer. I just watched Cinderella
Captain
Man.
Dempsey was the captain from
Dempsey.
COD World at War. Remember
Yeah.
that guy?
Yeah, yep.
With the blonde hair who wouldn't wear a helmet, who just would get shot like 100 times and still somehow live.
Oh, Clint Dempsey.
Clint Dempsey.
Clint
There
Dempsey.
we go. We didn't have him because
Yeah.
he's retired.
I mean, he hasn't played for a bit
Yep.
on the FIFA.
So that's another excuse I
Circuit.
have. I also have, just new coach, growing pains.
We also don't have Josie Altidore.
We also don't have, Landon Donovan.
And then Donovan. We're just naming players from the 2010 World Cup that actually made a push.
I also didn't know that we played a game of this tournament at Allianz. That there was a game here.
Okay.
That was part of
With
this tournament.
US? I know
Yeah,
they-
the CONCACAF Gold Cup. It was, I think, a 4-team tournament.
I know they played at US Bank Stadium last week.
Or maybe it was that. It was
Yeah,
US Bank.
And it was US versus Costa Rica or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but
Yeah.
I just know that someone was talking about some. It wasn't obviously it wasn't Gareth Bale because he's not doesn't play for the US.
Right.
There's a player that
I was
That-
going to say Christian Bale, but that's Batman.
I know Christian Bale. Yeah, I don't know, dude. My soccer knowledge is really.
It's really bad. I will get dialed in for the World Cup. I
Yes,
promise.
I always
promise
do.
I will get dialed in for that.
We'll know everybody on the roster. Best players on
You know what?
Soccer.
Soccer fans, we're gonna make one up for you. I'm gonna give you a Loons update.
Yeah, do it. Weston McKinney and Tyler Adams, along with Christian Pulisic.
The Loons update is that they
play
play
today.
They play against hostile Kiel, Jake, your arch rival.
Who?
Holstein Kiel. This has got to be it's a friendly.
Wait. Oh, is it? I thought it was Houston, and you were butchering it.
No. Holstein
Okay.
Kiel.
German
It's
soccer.
a German soccer team. Yeah. So that's an exhibition. That
Okay.
started at 7.
But I don't think
Is it in-
they're
is it in
playing
Germany?
Right now.
It got rained out.
Or is it in Allianz? If it is, it's going
Yeah,
to
it's
be
supposed
delayed.
to be.
Rain delay.
Yeah, rain delay. They don't have rain delays in soccer.
I think I was thinking of Sergino Dest. That's what I was thinking of, actually.
Okay.
Plays in the.
You can buy tickets for $12.
Is this at Allianz?
Is it here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think I actually saw Voss's at that.
I thought I saw people walking across the bridge on Snelling on my way over here that looked like they were wearing like scarves and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that makes sense. But I'm like, I don't know if they have a game, whatever. I obviously don't follow it as closely as I should, but
Yeah, no. We'll get
Whatever.
dialed in for the World Cup.
yeah, for sure. Every
But,
time. World Cup
yeah,
is
the U.S.
electric.
lost. Unfortunate stuff. All right, let's talk about a little golf here. The John Deere Classic one of the final tournaments, actually the final tournament in the U.S. until the 3M Open. So this is part of the Northern Swing. Is a couple Midwest tournaments. We had Brian Campbell win again. If you've been watching the PGA Tour, he won in the Mexico Open in the playoff against Pottinger, the guy who won Pottinger.
Who won last week's.
And Brian Campbell, I don't know if this is really niche for golf fans, but in that playoff, he smoked one right and it hit off a tree and kicked back into play and ended up winning that playoff. So it was, I think we talked about this last week when Pottinger won, but turns out that Brian Campbell, outside of his 2 wins, has not even cracked the top 30 in any other tournaments.
Wow.
So he either is losing or he's winning. Nothing in between.
I would rather. I mean, if I could be in the PGA, I would rather do that than like. I don't know. I guess
Be a top 10 merchant, but not
Yeah.
win anything.
Yeah, I
100%.
guess.
It's a lot more money.
Yeah.
you would,
But-
but you can say you're a winner and you beat a field of 140 or 50 players.
And when you
so-
win, it extends your membership on the PGA Tour. Like I think now he's got 4 years exempt, where he
And
doesn't
now-
need job security.
and can he qualify for all the majors?
So from what I heard, this one didn't get him into the British Open. I don't know if he qualified for the Open, which is in 2 weeks. I feel like this had to have gotten him in. It definitely gets you into winning, like even the smaller PGA Tour events gets you into the Players, the PGA Championship. And I remember the last one he won, it got him into the Masters, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, because it was like the
The week before.
week before.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we have kind of sucked. Max Homa was in the mix
Yep.
and just kind of collapsed on the back nine a little bit. It's just good to see him play well. He's gonna be in the 3M Open. He'll play for sure in the 3M Open.
Yeah.
I know for a fact he's not in the British Open.
No, which sucks, but he's still a popular guy on the tour that he's garnered a following, homosexuals.
Yep, homosexuals, perverts. Also, now starts the time where we start rooting against pretty much every player who's in the field at 3M Open, because if they play well at the British, they usually withdraw from the 3M.
Yep. I know.
So
I know.
we're really banking on some of these big names that are supposed to come to our tournament to miss the cut. at the
Yeah.
Open.
And then they mentioned that Morikawa might play in the 3M.
Yeah.
So there's still players that can declare.
Spieth should be in it because
Yeah.
he if you just look at like the FedEx Cup playoffs, like it's definitely getting down to it now that we're already in July. And there's some players that are really high on the standings that if they want a shot at the playoffs, that they should probably start signing up for the 3M Open. Like, yeah, Sarge, it should tell you in the standings who's in I think it's the top 75 get in the first round of the playoffs.
And it used to be like top 120, and they changed it to make it more competitive.
It's top 70.
Top 70. So, like, Gary Woodland. Actually, he might have already committed. Gary Woodland might have already committed.
Matt Fitzpatrick.
can see
Wyndham
him.
Clark.
Wyndham Clark, I think, has committed already.
Yep.
Lee Horschel. I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of some bigger names that people might go. Adam Scott.
Yeah. Michael Thor.
Tom Kim. He's
B-Ho.
Joel Damon.
Yep, Joel Damon will
Patrick's
definitely
on
play
the
in it.
outside.
Who
Tom
else?
Kim, he's already committed. That'll be a good one.
We could Zach Johnson. We could harass him. That'd be
We watched
easy
him a lot
target.
last year.
Yeah.
I was going to be mean to him, but I was pretty nice to him. I don't think I could ever chirp someone while they're playing golf that's way better than me at it.
That's just brutal.
Yeah, we'll see who commits. I mean, pretty loaded field already at the 3M Open. We Jake and I, as I mentioned last week, we were at Media Day. Course is pristine.
Course is really nice already.
Yeah.
Like let's just make the 3M Open earlier in the year, make it a more prestigious
Yeah.
PGA tournament.
I gotta throw a little bit of shade though at my favorite golf podcast, No Laying Up. They did a tier list of PGA Tour golf courses, and TPC Twin Cities was in the bottom tier for both of them. That was labeled as blow it up and start it over. I disagree with that respectfully.
Have they been to the tournament? They probably have
I
never
doubt
been
it.
there.
Have they ever drank 30 Stillies on the Stilly party deck?
No, it's a beautiful tournament. Yeah, everybody comes together, gets drunk and watches golf and chirps, and it's a good course, and people sit on that deck. I'm pretty.
Zuch almost fought an old guy at it last year.
No
or-
way.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Go, story time.
Almost fought is
Maybe a bit much,
stretch,
but
this old guy definitely bumped into him. Was that guy's fault? But then the old guy was like staring Zuch down.
Zuch said, "Oh, sorry." He's like, "Get out of your way. You got to watch where you're going or something." And he's like, and then
Zuch
Zuch,
stared him down, and he goes,
"Keep walking, old man."
"Guy was definitely old."
I was golfing with Zuch on Saturday, and I brought that up, and he went on about it again. He's like, "What's that guy doing?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's just, but that was pathetic.
Yeah.
But no, that's what happens. You don't want to blow that one up.
No.
This is
No.
It's the only tournament up in like this. It's the northernmost tournament, PGA tournament.
And we show out for it.
Yeah, we love golf here, especially being that we're in winter.
We don't get enough of it, although we are going to get the Ryder Cup in 2029, and I'll tell you this, we will show up for that.
Yeah, fans will show up. I mean, we did it at Hazeltine
Yep.
and every other. Yeah, it'll be good. I disagree. I think you can blow up some other ones, like the Chupacabra Open.
Yeah.
or the one Barbados Classic. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, what are some other ones?
There's some really
Oh, the Rocket Mortgage, just based on the way, or the Rocket Classic, just based on the way they did the whole name. That was just so confusing. I think I'd blow that one up.
It's in Detroit too. We
Yeah.
don't need one in Detroit. Bring 2 to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Bring another one to Hazeltine.
Yeah.
Have one at Windsong.
Windsong, Hazeltine.
Have one at TPC Falcon Ridge.
Yeah, DVC Falcon Ridge.
home of the 2036 U.S. Open.
Yeah, right. We should just start advertising that. Hey, they had U.S. Opens at
The guy working in the pro shop is wearing a Coors Light T-shirt.
yeah, right. I'm the golf pro.
Dude, in the carts, the brake stays permanently down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's definitely a safety hazard.
They're
driving
the
that
type of
golf
carts
cart.
where you floor it on the gas pedal and there's like a 5-second delay until it actually goes forward that you think the cart is dead.
It's gonna create one of those videos where they hammer the gas too quickly and the cart goes into the pond.
Yeah, I know. That's TPC Falcon Ridge.
Yeah, that's our new bit, by the way. We just call every golf course TPC. But so many PGA Tour events are at TPC courses, like TPC John Deere, that's TPC Deer Run.
Yeah.
There's TPC Riverland, I guess Detroit Country Club was the Rocket, but then obviously Twin Cities. Really terrible ranking. We're not gonna blow it up.
No,
It's hard to us.
love it here.
Which means it should be hard for them.
Yeah, I know. We're golf.
Jake and I got murdered at Battle Golf with the Safe Par guys during the the 3M Open Media Day. That was
Those few
stuff.
holes. It was tough, but it was still fun. We had fun.
we did.
Golf is always fun.
They fed us mimosas, which was
Yeah,
just really
that was great.
really classy move.
Loved it. It was very classy.
Yeah, you know what? Buy tickets to the 3M Open. We're gonna have fun this year. We're gonna have a good field. It's a good event.
It is. It really is.
We need to show the PGA Tour that Minnesota shows up and loves their golf. So
We do.
all right, you guys want to do blind rankings?
Yeah.
All right. So what we're gonna do? Each of you are gonna get a chance to blind rank. We're gonna be doing Minnesota sports logos.
Okay.
This could be anything.
Okay.
So we'll do. You want to do you first, Jake?
Sure.
So for those who don't know how this works, I'm gonna name 5 Minnesota sports logos, and Jake's gonna have to rank it 1 through 5 without knowing what's coming next. Ready?
Yep.
Number 1, the Bemidji State Beavers.
Ooh, the beaver logo. Fairly basic. Man. I'm gonna go 4.
Okay. Next we have the Minnesota Wild.
Minnesota Wild. Ooh, that's
Throw a big dog in
well,
there.
biased, but man, I might go. I'm trying to think in my head of like other logos that could be like number 1, because I mean I'm definitely thinking like number 2. You know, top for sure, top 2. But like, you know what? For the Minnesota Wild, I think just with the elements it has in it, encapsulating Minnesota, I'm gonna go number 1.
Okay. Number 3, our neighbors, the St. Paul Saints.
Ooh, the Saints. You know, they got a classic logo. I mean, we're thinking just their typical classic logo. I mean, just like
It's
the
right
Saints
there.
logo, yeah.
Although the S and the P one, like the cursive one that interlocks, is pretty damn cool.
That one is cool
STP.
as well. But the Saints logo, it's kind of a staple. I would say it's number 3.
Okay. Our 4th one, the Minnesota Lynx.
Ooh,
So what do you have left? 2 and 5?
I have 2 and 5. Yeah, I like the Lynx logo. It is cool. I don't want to. Oh my God, I don't want to look sexist either. Gotta be
I was
careful.
just about to say it.
Gotta be careful. But I'm like, it is a really cool logo. I mean, the Timberwolves and the Lynx logo is
Yeah.
really fucking cool. Lynx are awesome animals, and the Lynx are good.
I think you just said it. You just convinced yourself.
You know what? We're gonna go Lynx number 2.
All right, and your number 5 is the Stillwater Ponies.
Okay.
There you go.
They can be number 5. I love how you just threw like random high schools in there.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I went with number 2. I went with my gut on that one.
Yeah, I think.
Dodged a bullet.
So what you did, Sarge? Did you write these down for me?
Fuck no.
No, I did
Okay.
Wild, Lynx, 3 is Saints, 4 Bemidji State Beavers, and then
Yep.
number 5 Stillwater Ponies.
Actually, these could probably just be clips, so I don't know why you don't need to write them down, Sarge.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wrote the time when we started.
Okay. All right, you guys switch spots. I got one for
okay.
Sarge too. It's the same thing. So we're doing blind rankings for Minnesota sports logos.
All right. I'm ready. As
All
I'm
right.
wearing my Blackhawk stuff.
Yep. Number 1, Minnesota Frost.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna go 3 there just to play it safe. I like that logo. I like their colors a lot too. I'm a big purple guy.
All right, sticking with purple, the Mankato Mavericks.
Ooh. Shout out to my buddy Brett Stern, who was the captain of the team, but that's a 5 for me.
Okay.
That's a 5.
Not a Maverick fan?
Go Dogs.
Okay.
Go Dogs.
Yeah, I suppose that one's personal.
Yeah, if they wore their gold jerseys more.
Number 3, the Minnesota Twins.
Oh, shit.
The
That's
new
4.
logo, the new M.
Fuck, that's 4. That should have been 5. Sorry, Mankato. I hate their new logo so much. So brutal.
The number 4, the Forest Lake Rangers. Oh, shit. Kind of a dope logo.
We're gonna go 2, I guess.
Yeah. So does that?
I don't even know what it looks like, to be honest.
Yeah, actually, when we flashed on the screen, I think you actually picked pretty well. on
Okay,
that.
sick.
It's pretty sweet.
It's all planned.
So that leaves your number 5 as the Minnesota Rocker.
Wait,
Or
it's
your number 1? Your number 1 is the Minnesota
what is the
Rocker,
Minnesota Rocker.
the gaming team.
We have a gaming team.
Yeah, dude.
Sick.
Their logo's
what do they
cool.
play? What do they play?
Oh, I think they do it all, right? Counter-Strike, probably COD.
They participate in the COD, the majors, they call them for the major tournaments.
So,
Oh, sick! Shout out Minnesota
I actually
Rockers.
watched one of their streams once, and they have announcers and everything.
Oh, that
It's
is
pretty
badass. Okay.
What is it,
Dude,
like
I fucking nailed this.
like a night helmet?
Yeah, it's kind of like a raider or whatever.
Oh, damn.
Actually, you guys both did pretty well. And then the what was it? The Forest Lake Pioneers
Forest Lake Rangers.
or Rangers?
I think so.
You guys will actually be shocked at how sweet this logo is.
No, they're really. It's.
Oh yeah.
If that's the
Dude, I
that's what we're
fucking
looking at.
crushed this.
I do like the FL. That one right there is cool.
This
I
one's
think.
pretty
Yeah.
Kind of it looks like a New York Rangers.
Hell
style.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think you did fine.
Hell yeah.
That's
Yes,
a
you
really
did-
cool
yeah.
high school.
Well done,
You
fellas.
can almost do a high school hockey logo ranking.
I think we've. Well, I know Marlo's done a jersey ranking that people just absolutely loved.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah.
Sarcasm.
Got love and hate for it.
But I think that's a good episode, boys. It's obviously a little bit of a slow time in sports, but there's stuff going on. We got the Twins, right, Sarge? You're watching every game.
Yeah. Yeah.
B-Dubs anytime soon for one of the games, or
What's up?
are you going to B-Dubs soon for one of the games soon?
Dude, I should.
should.
You big beat up Twins guy.
You should see how many beers you can drink during a Twins game in B-Dubs
I think you should do like a Blazing challenge, like a 999.
until you get cut
Well,
off.
9 wings would be easy, but like something with like the amount of runs for every run the Twins give up, you got to eat 3 Blazing
Oh.
wings.
Little breaking news: Sam Darnold engaged.
Really? Good for him. I thought he was already engaged. Maybe.
Hell
maybe
yeah,
it's-
Sam.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. I think he was dating a girl for a long time, but
A good headline if he did it when he was here, but that's fine.
he waited till he was away from here. I guess
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, but all right, folks, that just about does it for another episode of 10K TV. Thank you so much to everyone who watches and listens live. You can do so every single Monday between usually 6 and 7 on all of our socials, but you can also listen back or watch back on the YouTube, on X, or on any of your podcast platforms. Make sure to buy Captain's Patch at Target Field or at captainspatch.com. Check out all of our merch, 10ktakesmn.com. But thank you, folks, so much for listening, watching, supporting us as always.